The human brain, the most brilliant, complex computer known to man. The brain contains more cells than there are people on this planet. It is estimated that there are more neurological connections in the brain than there are stars in the universe. Every brain is unique. Every experience that you have had has, in some way, shifted and shaped your brain to be uniquely you. How well do you know your brain? You may already be aware that the left and right brain have different functions. The left brain is a logical and linear thinker. It is exclusive and controlling. The right brain works with creative pursuits and loves to see patterns. This side is inclusive of others and prefers to support. But did you know that the front and back of the brain also have different functions? The forebrain works with the big picture. It is intuitive, seeks visual interpretations, is trusting, and is a risk-taker. The hindbrain is kinesthetic and feeling-centered, and loves working with details. This part is geared towards survival, and trusts its instincts. If you divide these halves into 4 quadrants, you have the 4 quadrants that the in8 model addresses. Understanding the quadrants of the brain and how we each choose to use each part of the brain in various contexts makes it easier for us to understand ourselves, each other, and therefore communicate more effectively. Let's explore these quadrants in more depth. Quadrant 1, the right frontal cortex, lights up when we have a new idea. It is where we dream of endless possibilities. This trusting, big picture, questioning part of the brain tells you, trust me, it will all work out. Creative pursuits, fun, and play all resonate here. Quadrant 1 is driven by the heart connection, and it gets really active when stirred by great ideas, possibilities, passion, and love. Quadrant 2, the left basilar area, asks the specific questions and dissects information into understandable details. This is the seat of detail, order, structure, and information. Quadrant 2 is in its head and thinks things through to the smallest degree. This part loves to do things right. It is consumed with precision, predictability, and control. Quadrant 3, the right basilar area. This area is practical and industrious. Connected to the gut, it is the home of instinct and a good sense of what is right. The kinesthetic Quadrant 3 is sensitive and aware of connection with others. Quadrant 3 is laid back and compliant, with a theme of, please like me. Quadrant 4, the left frontal cortex, is at home in the intuitive world. This area is direct and dominating, with a theme of, let's do it now. With the bottom line in mind, this fast-paced, forward-thinking part of the brain turns ideas upside down to make them better and get it done. This part will seek others who can do the job, therefore creating more results through leverage. So if we all have all these parts of our brains, why are we so different? And why do we respond to the same situations in different ways? Why do some people love certain things that others do not? The answer is in how your brain develops. At birth, your brain has already formed over 1 billion brain cells, which have begun connecting into complex networks. As the neurons in your brain wired together during these experiences, you created meaning through these connections. You then develop neurological pathways that you refer to when you encounter a similar experience, so you can engage the same behavior again, rather than having to relearn the same thing over and over. Each time you encountered something similar and you behaved the same way, you strengthened these pathways and created a pattern of behavior. Over time, this pattern becomes a habit and then an identity, showing just how integral your experiences are in shaping your brain preferences. This leads us to think that you are not your behaviors, but you choose your behaviors. Over time, you have developed preferences on which parts of your brain you use more than others. Therefore, although you are capable of all behaviors in each part of the brain, you may choose certain ones rather than others. Some of your behaviours are so regularly used that you don't realise you are choosing them. They have become habits where you say, "That's just me," or "That's who I am." But this is only part of the story. For too long, we have boxed ourselves in, labelled each other, and made assumptions on the whole person by observing their behaviours. It is human nature to want to categorise and minimise things to make sense, which at first glance may be your first impression of the innate model. You may see similarities here to personality profiling, but look closer. Dr. Mark Postles, the founder of the in8 model, researched hundreds of personality profiling systems from Plato and Aristotle through to the present day. He noted many similarities in all models, but no one had linked these behaviours to the brain and the neurological processes that drive them. Dr. Postles has added to that with the recent discoveries of neuroplasticity and the knowledge that our brain is ever-changing, adapting, and evolving. With this knowledge, the defining or labelling of a person by their behaviours doesn't make sense. The in8 model is a way to acknowledge the way we adapt and change in various contexts. You have created meaning through your life's experiences. These experiences have given you your values and your beliefs. These dictate your behaviours in the ever-changing situations that you interact with each day. The in8 model gives you insight into the unique ways you interpret the world, the way you make meaning, and connect with each other. The in8 model uncovers the universal language with which you can understand, appreciate, and communicate with people in your life, even if their model of the world is very different to yours. This draws you closer to others and makes you more attractive to them. This results in more respectful and fruitful relationships. Developing a deeper appreciation of the vast human experience through understanding the way our brains function and the way we are constantly adapting to our environment makes us a winner in so many areas. Enhanced neuroplasticity of your brain empowers you to create more meaningful relationships in all areas: marriage, families, friends, teams, businesses, education systems, communities. In fact, any area where you interact with other people will be enhanced by you having a working knowledge of the in8 model. You have the potential to revolutionize everything. Together, we can all create a better world when we let the innate brilliance shine.